Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, essentially we're going to be taking a look at the banners which you should consider summoning on, because it's very important when you look at basically summoning and summoning in general, what exactly is the benefit to summoning on these banners. Now they've revamped the World Tournament banner. It now has multi-tickets. It only has the yellow or gold tickets, which is good. It's a very good thing, basically, that they have those. And yeah, obviously there's a big benefit to having those and using those, but yes, there is obviously a consideration at what benefits are you getting. Now on the general SSR banner, there's some interesting options here that I think are very good for beginner players, but maybe aren't units that you wish to consider if you're looking at more experienced players. Those are obviously, at least for example, when we look at it, the Tech Caulifla is a unit that has great versatility. We have the Int Ribrianne, also a fantastic beginning unit that a lot of players will find value out of, seeing as she has just in general very good appeal with her abilities and her strong EZA, as well as her just being a strong base unit. The rest of the units are honestly not anything too wild in terms of notability. All of them are relatively decent. However, I would say Tech Caulifla, the Int Ribrianne, and the AGL Golden Freezer, seeing as how his tankiness transverses to a majority of the game as a solid tank, are the highlight units that players will want to consider using. Of course, alongside that you also have the World Tournament SSR banner, and this one has a little bit of a different kind of build. Obviously you have, for example, the Strength Gohan, a unit that's good in multiple situations against multiple enemies, more so than singular. You have the Physical Goku, who's an orb changer that can guard if he gets the right conditions. And then you have the Int Goku, who's also a relatively solid support unit that has a bit of a mixed bag of utility. Beyond that though, there's not anything too distinctively crazy when we look at everything, all things said and done. I would probably say that the EZA or the World Tournament SSR banner is always going to depend on how well or how quickly you're going to EZA them, because outside of their EZAs they're not distinctively useful. It's not like you're going to be able to ostensibly use them outside of their EZAs. A great example is the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan that's on the banner. He's a fantastic support unit that honestly just does a great job. However, obviously his big limitation is that you need to kind of EZA him. So not being able to EZA him significantly limits his performance, and it's the same for all three of these units essentially, and well, for every unit on that banner. One thing I will say is obviously if you are new to the World Tournament, you may want to consider, or you're just a new player in general, you probably want to consider the general SSR unit banner. Tech Caulifla has great versatility, AGL Freezer is a great tank, and you have obviously the ability to also pick up one or two other usable units, and Int Ribrianne is pretty good as well. So I would suggest considering getting those units. Beyond that, obviously the World Tournament one is great, but there's only a couple units that I would say players should prioritize EZAing here outside of the LR, and I will talk about that when I want to do a video on which SSR units to EZA. But yeah, I would definitely say that as a player you should keep that in mind, that the World Tournament SSRs aren't ostensibly highly prolific or usable outside of their like non-EZA'd state, so they need to be EZA to be units that are impressive and can do a really good job. That being said, Int Demon King Piccolo does look very good, kind of similar to the Jackie Chun unit. So there is that kind of, at least for me, that feeling about him. I think he's pretty good in that regard. But yeah, obviously, that banner just has featured units, so there's no real reason not to summon on that banner. I would say summon on the general pool SSR banner if you are a new player. Summon on the World Tournament one if you're someone who's ready to go deep or has a lot of the aforementioned units on the previous banner. And then obviously on this World Tournament banner, you can just kind of go as crazy as you like, especially with the latest changes. There's no real reason, at least I don't see anymore, for you to not to go that crazy. Maybe you can wait, save your tickets for when there's a couple more Easy A units on here, I guess. But yeah, I would say there's no real distinct reason to not go crazy. That's it from me. Bye.